Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special guest, Audrey.
Hi.
So Audrey, tell them a little bit about yourself and your handle and all of that.
Nice. So my name is Audrey Farenga. I'm a full-time personal trainer. My Instagram handle is @_healthaf. I'm a stickler for form, so I really love to show people how to do their exercises properly so that their exercise can really benefit them and help them improve, and not just always show you the hardest version of everything. You know, I really like to make exercise work for you, so that's where I come from on my page.
Nice.
Well, I'll also show you some really fun stuff that's really hard.
Definitely. So I met Audrey last week at an event. If you guys follow me on Instagram, then you saw me rave about it and her. And she taught us a 5-minute routine that anyone can do from the comfort of your house. So you don't need any fancy equipment, and they help with your posture, your and if you're having back pains as well as neck pain. And I loved it. I said I need to show my peeps. I want to share with them because I know a lot of you are trying to reach your goals, and so we're going to get right to the exercises and show you guys. So keep on watching and watch till the end because we're gonna have a little fun. But yeah, keep on watching.
So this is the 5-minute routine that you can do every day to improve your core strength, glute strength, and posture. Steffany here is going to be demonstrating the exercises for me as I explain them. I'm going to first bring you through the most standardized version of it, and then I'll be showing you both modifications and advancements for all the exercises. Alright, so the first one we're going to do is actually a stretch. So it's going to be one knee up, one knee down. And this is called the hip flexor stretch. And you're going to really try and tuck your pelvis and really roll the hips under. Yep. And you'll hold this for 30 seconds. This is really important because if your hip flexors are tight, that is going to affect your core work by arching your back and creating tightness in your hips. It's also going to make it a little bit harder to do your glute work properly because your back will be arched. From here, after 30 seconds, we're going to place our hands on the ground, tuck the toes, and straighten the back leg. This is called runner's lunge. So in the runner's lunge, you really want to keep focusing on keeping this back leg straight while keeping your hips even and then sinking both hips lower. So making sure that one doesn't go far back and one forward. Good. And then we'll do the other side. Runner's lunge, you may feel a lot of burning in your thigh, and that is totally normal. See if you can just breathe through it. Tell your body that it's okay. And if you really need to, then you can bend your leg a little bit and work on this over time by every time you come back to this, straightening your leg a little bit more. All right. We're going to go in for our first exercise, hip bridges on our back. So your glutes are a very important muscle, so it's good to keep them activated every day. From here, you're going to bring your feet about 2 hands distance away from your body and about hips distance apart, feet and knees. And then you're going to press through your heels, squeeze your glutes, and lift your hips up in the air. Nice. And you're going to go up and down about 10 to 25 times. The more you can do of these, the better. Nice. And I'm going to have you hold at the top. And you can see from here that we have a straight line from knees through hips to shoulders. She's not pressing up through her low back and arching it. Good. Go ahead and come down and up a few more times. And this is actually the most basic version. If you're having trouble with this, go ahead and just lift your hips up to the height that you can and just work on getting your hips higher and higher over time by squeezing your glutes together more and more. All right, the advancement from this is going to be single leg. So go ahead and straighten one leg, but keep those knees at the same spot. Yep, so you're going to keep this knee right here in line with it. As your hips go down, you're going to keep this right here. Yep, and then as you go up, you'll press it forward. Nice. So what that's doing is promoting hip alignment and spine alignment by keeping those knees in line with each other. You'll still be safe if you can't keep them in line, so no worries, but it's something that you want to work on to improve your core strength further. You can see that this is a nice bridge because her glutes are in the middle of it, her feet aren't too close or anything, and this is a great advancement for building up glute strength and endurance. It's just adding a little bit of weight to each hip, and it's not quite as challenging for the core as the single leg hip bridge is. And if you really want to go all out and you have more than 5 minutes, maybe you have 7, I challenge you to do 25 regular hip bridges, 25 with these on, and then 10 to 25 on each leg with a single leg hip bridge.
I love that.
Yeah, and then your glutes will be on fire for the day. Here we're going to do the dead bug, one of my favorite core exercises. First thing you're going to do is try and press your back down to the ground, which may take a few pelvic tucks, especially if you discovered that those hip flexors were really tight. A few pelvic tucks now her back is easier to press down into the ground. And I'm going to have her exhale and just tighten that rib cage. Good. Go ahead and lift your feet off the ground, knees above hips and arms straight up above shoulders. You're going to take a big inhale while keeping your core tight. Exhale, opposite arm and leg down to the ground while keeping this knee right above the hip there. Very good. And while keeping your back pressing down into the ground. You'll notice that this is also a coordination exercise, and no worries, it will get easier if you just practice. Your goal over time with the dead bug is to get to one set of 20 continuous repetitions without having to reset your core. It'll just be able to hold it there with endurance. For now, just start with 5 to 10 repetitions each side. Modification for the dead bug is toe taps. So you're just going to bring your foot right down to the ground one at a time. Good. Really focusing on keeping your back flat to the ground. And if you need to, if you still can't keep your back down, you're welcome to actually bring your knees a little bit farther into your body so that you can. And then just know that your goal is to lengthen those forward. So over time, be aware of trying to get those knees back over those hips, like so. Yeah, exactly. Great. To advance your dead bug, what you can do is hold a weight behind your head. So I'm going to have Steffany put her hand on either side of this weight. Yep. And you're going to lift this up. Yep. Close that rib cage. And then keep your arms a little bit straighter. You can bend a little bit. Yep. Right about there. And then go ahead and do the dead bug from here. Good. So this is not only working coordination, but a lot on the upper abs because you're resisting the weight of the weight holding you back, and you're trying to keep your rib cage closed against it. So this really also helps a lot if you do any like overhead stuff. Good. Next up is the wall angel. So this is great for your upper back posture and also if you have any neck tension or shoulder tension. So what you're going to do is find yourself a wall, and then you're going to place your elbows against the wall and hands above elbows. Good. Bring them up a tiny bit higher. Good. Only as high as your shoulders are comfortable with. Then you're going to press your elbows and hands and shoulders into the wall and try and squeeze your shoulder blades together, so kind of getting that pulled back feeling. From here, you're going to press your head into the wall, strengthening the back of the neck, and then still pressing into the back of the wall, look up slightly. So what this is doing is training our muscles to take our head from that forward head posture back over our body and into extension, into the proper alignment that cervical spine should be in. Good. And you're going to hold this for 30 seconds, 1 to 2 times a day. This without a wall, you're just going to bring those hands up, just how you did, and then you're just going to squeeze those shoulder blades together here, keep the shoulders down away from the ears, and then just make sure that you tuck your chin into your neck, and then look up. Yeah, so this should be giving a little bit more diagonal. Look forward a little bit. Yep, and then press into my hand. Good. Tuck your chin down a little bit more. There you go. Yep, and now press into my hand. There it is. We found the spot. Good. So it's very important with this one not to look too far up. Imagine that you're just looking at the top of a screen or like the top of your windshield, something like that. You don't need to look all the way up.
Okay guys, so as you saw, the exercises are very easy to do. What would be like your number one priority when doing these moves? Like what should they be focusing on? What should I be focusing on? Apart from form, what should be like the goal?
So feeling it where you should be feeling it. So if you're doing a core exercise, you want to feel like the dead bug, you want to feel that in your abs. And if you're not, then check in with your form and your alignment. Alignment is always going to be key, making sure that the hips are even and you're not slanted or anything. When you're doing the glute bridges, make sure you're feeling them in your butt cheeks. If you're lifting up and all you feel is back or hamstring, then again, now it's time to check in with your core. When you do the wall angel, being sure that you feel kind of like a stretch and strengthen in your upper back, and not like your head's gonna fall off or anything. Just feeling everything in the right place. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so I wanted to ask Audrey some questions. Just a fun way of getting to know her and also kind of get the mind going.
Yeah.
I wrote them down because I was like, I'm not going to think of 5 questions on the spot. I'm gonna fall. Okay, so number 1 question is, what's the one thing you cannot live without?
Oh my goodness. My first answer to this was water, but I feel like you meant
I mean more like in your, either for fitness or lifestyle, maybe beauty, because hello.
Yeah. So I would say the one thing I can't live without is probably a tinted moisturizer, because I have like kind of dry skin, and even though mascara makes your eyes pop a lot, I don't feel that my eyes can pop if I just have that tinted moisturizer on my face.
Just an even skin tone, and I love that. And how about for fitness? What's like the one thing you cannot live without, that you realize you'd use at least like 3 times in your routine? 3 times in my routine? You know, I don't know how many times you're working out, but
I would say a pair of kettlebells.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can do with a kettlebell that you can't with a dumbbell.
Okay.
Like a dumbbell deadlift can be kind of hard, like an American style deadlift with the legs bent. But if you have a kettlebell, you can do shoulder stuff, bicep, tricep, core, back, legs, everything. So all you need is kettlebell.
Nice, I love it. Okay, and then what part of your culture are you most least proud of?
Most least proud of. So I'm half Italian, half English. So I'd say something that I'm not so proud of is the fact that both my cultures come from a place of just like storming into other countries and taking over, and making their language the language. And when I go and travel the world, you know, I sometimes have this guilty feeling that like here I am visiting in a place that like people I've descended from have like, you know, pillaged and conquered in like nasty ways. And you know, sometimes it's just like a little bit weird. Yeah.
What would you do if you knew you could not fail?
If I could not fail.
You could not fail.
I'd definitely be a singer and actress.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I know that. If you could give your younger self advice, what would you say?
I would say, go be a singer and actress.
So that was your passion.
Yeah, you know, I've always been into health.
Come on, it's your passion.
You know, I've always been into health and fitness, and it's always been a part of my life. And so I feel that I'm really in the right place.
Yeah.
But I've always also just like been a camera ham, and like love to like do that kind of stuff and be very like animated. And I think I had, as my younger self, I thought I had to be a lot more practical with my life choices. And now I'm actually very happy how I ended up. But if I didn't think that way, like I would have just gone for it, you know?
Yeah. So what does your self-love look like so what does self-love look like to you? Self-love,
that's a great question. Self-love to me begins with internal dialogue. So, you know, I love the phrase disagree and disobey that I got for a book by Jenny Sheffer.
Okay.
And it was basically anytime you have a bad thought in your mind saying like you're not good enough to do this, or you know you really shouldn't eat that because you're X, Y, or Z or something, you actually can disagree with it and say, actually, I am beautiful, I am strong, I am smart, and I'm not going to fail, so I'm going to do that very thing that you're telling me I can't.
Okay. I love that.
Thank you. And then in addition, I would just say really paying attention to the needs of your body, like not pushing past being too tired, and like knowing when to say no to projects at work, and you know, really thinking about your food as nourishing you, not as like a should or shouldn't, but actually saying this is what is gonna help me be the person I want to be, and really being in internal alignment with your external actions.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful way to see self-love. You guys, go follow her. Her handle, we're gonna put it everywhere. It's gonna be in the description. And don't forget to subscribe and like and comment, and I'll see you guys on the next video. And also, if you want to see more workouts with Audrey, let us know, and we can work that out.
Yeah, and ask any questions you have, and
Yes.
I'm more than happy to make a video about them on my Instagram and make them with Steffany too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.